Good afternoon, everyone. Hearty welcome to this webinar on Introduction to SolidWorks, organized by the Department of Mechanical Engineering at St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangalore, in association with CAD Center. This webinar is the first in series on modeling and visualization. This webinar is intended to demonstrate to the participants SolidWorks, which is a popular modeling software. At the end of this webinar, we expect the participants to be able to get started with SolidWorks for their modeling purpose. As a resource person, we have Mr. Shivprakash KP, Technical Lead at CAD Center. Mr. Shivprakash is a mechanical engineer with more than 9 years in the field of CAD training. On behalf of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, I welcome you all to this webinar. We are fortunate to have you here, sir, and we expect the participants to learn from your experiences of CAD. Without any further ado, we would like to hand over the session to Mr. Shivprakash. Participants can post their queries in the chat box. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Warm welcome. Okay. Madam? Is my voice clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. I'll continue. Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Shiv Prakash, technical leader at CAD Center. Okay. All for the webinar on SolidWorks. Okay. Let me share my first screen. Or you can visualize my first screen. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The topic says that introduction to SolidWorks. Okay, it's a definitely well advanced modeling software. Not only modeling, it gives a solution for CAD, CAM, and CAE. That is computer-aided design, computer-aided manufacturing, and computer-aided engineering. Okay, so before going to the SolidWorks, let us discuss about the design basics, because software is used in designing, manufacturing, and analysis. So let us discuss about the basics of design. That means introduction to design. So whenever we say that being engineer or being an engineering student, you must think about what is design. So you must think about always what is design. How can we define the term design? Okay, we can define the design in such a way that it is the process of converting innovative ideas into reality. Innovative ideas in the sense, initially we'll have the ideas. Whenever we go with a new design, we'll have ideas in our mind. That is known as customers' requirement or concepts. Okay, so that concepts must be realized. When it will be realized, once we design it, once we model it, we have to go with the several process. After modeling, you have to analyze. Then finally, after manufacturing, we'll come to the realization of the model or whatever the idea we have. So that is known as design. We can define in that way. Okay, so in the design, throughout design life cycle, we can use a software, like a number of softwares are used under several stages. So you can see after getting the customer's requirement, that means the customer is a person who wants to design the product. So then it will come to the design department of the firm or organization. So their concepts will be developed. Okay, in order to develop the concepts, we need to have the software. That means designing any model with the help of some softwares and some tools. That is known as product design with the CAD, CAM, and CAE. So in the concept design, that means in the very first stage of design. So initially we'll about the idea or the requirement of the product. So initially the concept can be designed with the freehand sketch or even with the specialized software like AutoCAD. With the help of that, we can conceptualize the product. Once we conceptualize the product, we can, with the 2D, you can go with the next level, that is 3D model. So in the 3D model, you can use different types of softwares like Creo, CATIA, SolidWorks, and XCAD. Today we are going to discuss about the SolidWorks, particularly SolidWorks software. Next, for the analysis purpose. So in the analysis, we are going to see the functioning of the product. Okay, whether it is meeting the customer's requirements. In the we have set of softwares. Analysis and next one. Once the analysis is over, we'll come to know definition of the model the customer's requirement. The drafting of that means the model is created for the manufacturing purpose. We need to deliver. You need to develop the 2D drawings of that. That is drafting and detail. Next, those drawings can be shared with the manufacturing department, okay, where the product will be produced. This is the design life cycle. Okay, in every industry, in any design department, this will be the process. So we must understand the design life cycle. Okay, and this is also an overview of engineering design. You can go through the design, start from this. Then there are two areas: product design and engineering design services. That means we can say that in easy words, manufacturing companies or service industries. Manufacturing companies, there will be design department. They develop product and with the help of different tools, and they'll come up with the solutions, and finally they produce the product. But engineering services, they're not going to manufacture anything, but they give the solutions for the design and other details. Okay, this is about engineering design concept. Okay, so next, according to today's topic, introduction to SolidWorks. So SolidWorks is a software. It's a very powerful software for CAD and developed by product, and it's developed in the year of. Okay, and below that we can sum up these products. Okay, it is used assembling and dealing and sheet metal. These are the different modules of the regular software. You can see these modules even in different modeling software also. And particularly the SolidWorks software is used largely medium scale and small scale industries. Okay, whereas if we take other software like a CATIA and other stuff, even in large industries also, you can see the requirement of the software. And next, if you see the slide here, the different modules of listed, like part modeling, assembly modeling, surface modeling, sheet metal designing, drawing, and PDM. See, these are the different areas. But in this short duration, we can't discuss about all the areas. Okay, I can show some glimpse of the software with some example. Okay. Yes. Okay. Slide in which I have given some details like M10 bolt and nut. Okay, I hope all can see the pictures, and for each part there are three parts actually: bolt, right side nut, and spring. Okay, today what we do is, with the help of SolidWorks software, we are going to create these three parts. Then we are going to assemble it. After assembling, next we are going to show a small animation for that. That means when you go for tightening, the nut, we should get the compression effect of spring, and also when we release the nut, we should get the relaxation of the spring. So this effect also we are going to see. Okay, so without any delay, let us start with the exercise. Okay, I request you all to copy this. Okay, you can take 2 minutes to copy the information. I hope the slide is very clear. There are 3 parts. Bolt part, this is a bolt part, and right side nut part, and 2 views are given in that. This is the height of the nut, and here also you can see the height of the nut 12.88. I'm going to explain the dimension along with the creation. Now we can just note down these values. 3 parts: bolt, nut, and spring. So later we are going to assemble the spring in between nut and bolt. I hope you all have copied the information. Okay, I'm going to continue with the SolidWorks software, wherein we create the parts. Okay, let me open the software. Yes, after the installation of the software, you will be seeing the icon for the SolidWorks in this way. You'll be able to see the icon. This is a SolidWorks 2018 version. And you just double click on that, open the software. Already it's open. You'll get the first window in this way. Okay, so whenever we start with a new file, you can click on new, or you can go to file and new. No icon here, or file new. Okay, let me click on file new. Yes, the next window will be prompted in this way. Okay, these are the different modules like part, assembly, and drawing. Okay, since we are starting with the individual part like M10 bolt, now we need to select part. Part is selected. I'll click on OK. Yes, the first window like part area window is open. Now I have to start my M10 bolt. Okay, so as I mentioned in the PPT, yes, as I mentioned in the PPT, the bolt has got these many informations. See, length of the shank portion 75 mm, and thread is up to 46, and the diameter of the shank is 20 mm, and height of the nut is 12.88. Okay, so here why I have taken this information, see, the bolt can be designed even by the common person also. So suppose the person has some information, or if he knows the software, modeling software, he can create it, but it won't become engineering bolt. So we have to concentrate on engineering bolt. Since we are engineers and engineer students, we should always think about engineering bolt with the proper specification. These are the specification which I copied from some standard books. Okay. Yes. So now let us start with the bolt creation. Initially, I'll go with the head creation. Okay, head of the bolt. Okay. So head of the bolt has got the information like this. This the gap between flat sides is 30 mm. That means when we fix the spanner, so 30 mm is the size. Okay, the length across the flat surface is 30. So we need to consider initially, okay, this dimension. Okay, my SolidWorks window. So what I have to do is I have to start with a new sketch. Okay, I can click on sketch here. And here also there is an option, click on sketch. I can select any reference plane like a front plane. And here I'm going to create my hexagon shape. In the hexagon shape, I have to show the information like flat side dimension. That is length across the flat side. Okay, our dimension and click on this circle. So when I click on circle, definitely a diameter circle. So this is the dimension across. Okay, I can directly enter the value 30. Yes, 30 value is entered. So now the flat side dimension is 30 mm. Okay, I can exit from the sketch. Yes. Now I have to go with the extrusion operation. That means for the sketch, I have to give the height. I can click on features option and extruded boss base option. Click on that and immediately it will take one default value 10 mm, but we need 12.88. This is the standard value, okay, for the thickness of the bolt head. Yeah, 12.88. Click OK. Green color tick. Yes, now head portion is ready. Okay, now we need to have chamfer for the bolt head. For that, we have to select one particular plane. So let me select this plane. And again, I'll go for sketch. I can help of this. Purpose, I it is mm. Let me delete this. So just a triangle shape to it. Just avoid the tracking of that. Otherwise, dimension cannot be given. Yes, 5 mm. And also I need chamfer angle. As I mentioned in the PPT, it's 18 degree. Yes. Okay, so now this angle portion can be revolved with respect to this axis, and also a material can be removed so that you will get the chamfer in the bolt. Okay, my sketch is ready. I can go for default operation. I can give OK. So now the for the bolt. Okay. Stang portion. For the stang portion, diameter maximum they mentioned there 20 is required. So the bottom surface of the select and go sketch and sketch it and orient it normal and go circle. Click on the circle and give the dimension like 20. Yeah, 20 is there. Now we can go for extruding it. Extruding for, see the PPT, extruding for 75. Okay, this is also standard. So for the M20 bolt, there are some values, but the length is varying. Okay, now I have taken 75. It is within the standard only. Okay, so next we are going to create the thread 46 mm. Okay. For extruding, always you have to go to feature and get the tool extruded boss base. Click on that and give value 75. Okay, okay. Yes. Now the simple bolt is ready without any thread. The next step is creating thread. Before creating thread, we create one more part. It is nut. So it's to create a nut from this, because you can just go for saving as this bolt and rename it and remove the shank portion, and instead of extrusion, you just create the hole in the head portion. Okay. File first. Thread. Yes. Yes. Let me give the name bolt M20. M20. I'm going to on the desktop and a new folder. M20 bolt nut. For inside this, I'm going to save my bolt. Yes, bolt has been saved. Okay. Once again, I'll go with the save as. Save as. Yes, nut M20. Within the same folder. This is a nut M20. Yes. So in this nut M20, the lower portion is not required. So let me, you can delete it. In the left side of the screen, you can see the tree of the operation which I have performed. Okay. In the last operation, boss operation is not required. Yes. Just select right click and can delete on that. Yes. Yeah. Now only the head portion is available. Okay. And even circle is. And for the circle, this diameter is not required. Diameter of this. Let me delete it. Yeah, the circle has been deleted. Okay, so now this is the head portion of the board which are created, but this head thickness is not equal to nut thickness. Slightly it is varying according to standard. So what is the dimension? Can go back to PPT and see it is 18.0 mm. It's a maximum for M20. 18.0 is a maximum nut height, and dimension across the flat surface is remains the same, 30 mm only. Okay, so we extrude it for 18, and side chamfering is required. Okay, for that we just increase the thickness of this and chamfer the both side and create the hole. Okay, so let me go with the modification of length. So that can be easily modified. See, already we have extruded. Boss extrude one is there. No, just click on this and edit feature. Click on that. So it shows 12.8, which is the thickness of the bolt we have given in the previous step. So just change it to 18 mm. Just make it 18 mm. So now 18 mm. Yes. Okay for that. Yes. Thickness has been modified. Okay. So now the revolve for the revolve operation we need to modify, because in the bolt head only one side chamfer is required, but in the net both side chamfer required. You have to modify it. So just right click on sketch and can modify it. Align normal to that. Inside chamfer, you can just copy this triangle portion, that's per dimension, and both side, and you can revolve it. For that, you can have one reference line exactly at the midpoint. You can reference line. Just by tracking, you can have the midline. Yes. So actually, this is not the sketch which is required for revolving. So you can keep it in construction mode. You can click for construction mode. Yes. It's done. Now, with respect to this, you can copy this. That means mirroring both sides. And just to select these three lines and go mirror. Here, mirror option is available. As mirror entities. Click on that. So it asks about mirror line. You just click on mirror line. You will get the copy of that. Give OK, and you just update the exit sketch option is available in the right top corner. You can see. You can click on that. Automatically, the chamfer portion will be updated for the both sides. Yes. The next is we need to create the hole. Since it is the nut, always there will be hole in the nut. Now we can worry about what is the diameter of the hole. So for the diameter of the hole, we need to consider pitch circle. Pitch circle diameter. So later we pitch circle. So what is circle diameter? So that is also given in the worksheet. See 0.38. Okay, so actually shank diameter of the bolt 20, but whereas now we need to maintain 18.38. This is standard according to engineering specification. So we need to maintain this and we create the hole. Later by create the exact thread within that. So 18.38, select this top surface and click on sketch and go with this. And we can have the circle over here. Click on that. Yes. So 18.38 diameter maintained, which is a pitch circle diameter for the thread creation. You just go with the operation. Now it is a material removal operation. So instead of extruded boss base, we need to click on extruded cut. Yes. So length is more, no problem. Yes. You can give OK for that. Now the nut with the simple hole is ready. Within this, we need to create the thread. Okay, so before continuing, let me save this file. File has been saved. Okay. File has been saved. So close this file. So both the files are available. Okay. Now we need to create the thread for the bolt as well as nut. So how to create the thread? So we in SolidWorks, we have very simple operation create the thread. From the engineering standard, we can pick the thread configuration and we can apply on bolt and nut. So how to select it? So let me open the file. Open bolt. Yes. Let me for the bolt first. Next we'll go with the nut. So the bolt is available which you have created. Yes. In order to create the thread for the bolt, there is direct option. See a ribbon, we can see hole wizard. Inside this, we have thread option. Click on that. OK for that. And we need to select two areas mainly. The exact edge portion of the shank here. Select it. Okay. Next, as you select that, one minute. Once again. Yeah, so default value is different. That is why this dialog box. Okay, you can click OK for this. Yeah. So don't worry, you can just select it. You can pick the item from the list. You select it and here metric tab type is there. You can just select metric die type here. Okay, die type and select the H and die type. To save the document it's asking. So let me save the file once again. open the file. Please check your language. Let me check the file location properly. It's showing some error. I can open, show you. Okay, so this is the option where we create the thread. You have to click on this file and we need to select is selected. Next step here we have die tab. So die is used for creating. The tab is for as you know, it is the inside thread, so it is applicable nut. Okay, yes. So this is showing some error in the library. Let me open the created. It's available in my desktop. I think you all can see the thread creation. Okay, so actually using the option just to open it and show you. Yes. So we need to select the edge. Just to select the edge and select the metric die and M20 2.5, which is a standard, again standard value, which I showed in the PPT. See the 2.5 thread. Okay, just created there. Yes. So for the bolt, we need to select metric die and select the size M20. The suitable size we need to select M20 into 2.5. Okay. The next below that one more option, cut thread we need to, because we are going to cut the thread. Okay. Yes. After that, you will get the preview in this way. You can give OK for that. So bolt will be ready with the thread. Okay. And it's a height of the thread is, again, once again, I'll go back to 46. Okay, which is a value 46 value. Okay. Yes. So the bolt creation is ready. The nut. When the nut also the same way, the only is instead of die, we need to select met thread tab. So here click on this, and here instead of metric die, we need to select a metric tab. Again, you go with the M20 2.5, and here cut thread, again cut thread. So the thread will be created in this way. Okay, we need to select, and in this boxes, tab for nut, metric die for bolt, give length and finished. So with that, nut and bolt will be created with the thread. You can give OK and save it properly. Okay, so after that, we need to create the spring. So nut and both are ready. We need to create the spring. What are the dimensions required for the spring? So initially we'll have the 6 the spring, because the 75 mm shank is there. So 60 up to 60 if we maintain, it is more than enough to maintain the compression effect. Okay, the overall diameter is 25 mm, and the cross section of the spring is. So how to create the spring? So in SolidWorks, to create the spring, you can click on a new part. Yes. Initially, we need to create one sketch. Go to sketch, new sketch. You can select the front plane, and you can just from the origin. This is origin. Click horizontal line and give value, say 6, initially 60. Okay. So actually while compressing and while relaxing, this length will vary. So later we are going to delete it. Okay. Now time being, let it be 60 mm. Okay. Yes. Then you can now itself we can delete if you don't want. Yes. So the next, this is the center line or length of the spring. And okay, again you can select this with one more sketch, and in that cross section of the spring we need to create by taking it's a diameter of that 12.4 radius. Yes, even this is also construction type, so select this and go for construction type. Yes, so that means this dimension line we are not going to use in the next operation. It is just for construction. So at the end of this we need to create the exact cross section of the spring, that is 4 mm diameter. Yes, done. Okay for that. Now the length of the spring and the cross section of the spring is ready. Okay, so the next operation is go to feature and click on swept boss base. So in this operation, the cross section diameter circle will be swept along with the length of this with the helical path. So for that, we need to select cross section and the path of this, and also the sub option we need to select to go to guide option, not guide option. In the options, profile twist, in that we need to select specify twist value, again in that number of revolutions. So we need to select what? Twist control. On options, change the option profile twist to specify twist value, then twist control revolutions. Next, mention the number of revolutions like 7. Yes, 7 coils are ready in the preview. You can see that. Yes, give OK for that. Yes, now the spring is available. Okay, and model we can visualize with different visual styles. So with edge or without highlighting edge. Okay, you can choose this option. Now spring is ready. Okay, the next option is, see, in order to fix this spring, the bolt, we need to have flat faces both sides. For that, you can just select plane, sketching, rectangle, yes, and this side is fixed. This is the start part of the spring. Okay, the line we find in the previous step, but the other end is not fixed. So what we can do is, for the same line which we have used in the previous one, can apply the coincidence with this line. So the previously used sketch can be seen in this step. You can click on this first sketch. So you can just show it. Now it's hidden. You can just show it here. Yes. So end portion of this and this can be, okay, can apply it. Fine. Even this side also, end portion, this coincidence. Yes. So now with the extrude cut operation, you can remove it so that we'll get the flat faces on both sides of the springs. So you can just click on feature and extrude cut. Select this, and from the middle plane, you can extend it both sides. Click on mid plane and extend to the required value, but it should be outside. Now inside will be removed. You can flip side to cut. Click OK, and you can have the flat faces like this. Okay, you can save the file. Desktop, spring. Save it. Okay, so in design the spring. Okay, now we have taken approximate value. Okay, so later it will be animated along with the gap which we maintain between bolt head and nut. Okay, so till now we have created individual parts, bolt, nut, and spring. So the next step is we need to assemble it. For that, we need to click on new and assembly. Click on this. Okay. Yes. So we need to browse the part assembly. Okay. You can click on browse and you can take the parts one by one. Okay. Since we have not created the thread and nut in the new one, I'll be taking the file from the previously created file, which is available inside folder. Yes, I'm going to have my bolt first. Bolt, open this. So now the bolt has been taken in the assembly. You can click anywhere on the screen. It will be assembled properly in the assembly area. Okay, here also the lines can be hidden. Okay, now the bolt is available in assembly. The next step is assembling spring. So how to assemble it? Click on insert component and take the spring. Give OK. Keep it on this window. Okay, now the nut, the spring has been taken in the assembly, but should be assembled with respect to bolt. For assembling this, okay, fine. We have to go with some constraints. So option is available inside the mate option. Click on this, and here various options are available. These are nothing but the constraints. So in a SolidWorks, we have several options like standard mates, advanced mates, mechanical mates. So in order to fix this spring inside the bolt shank portion, we need to have standard mates. One is axis of the bolt or portion of the bolt and with the axis of the spring. So how to now if the axis is not available, you can show it. So you can, and we have used many sketch. The center line sketch can be you can click this. So you can just show it. So select this line and select the cylindrical portion of the nut. Give OK for that. So now it's aligned. So now you can move it and you can find the okay. No, it's not aligned with the concentric. It's just aligned coincidence. We need to change it for editing. Again, see everything whatever you apply, it will be listed in the screen, left side tree, and you can get the option, right click and go for editing it. Okay, right now coincidence is there, but we don't want, we need concentric. Yes, properly aligned. Okay for that. So now some of the freedoms are arrested, only some freedoms are available. See, it is movable along with the shank portion. Okay, so the next step is aligning the end portion, this point to the bottom portion of the bolt. So how to give the, again go with the mate, select the end point and flat surface, automatically maintain coincidence constraint. Give OK. Yes. The next step is we need to bring the nut in the assembly. So click on and M10. Yes. Keep it here. And what type of constraints can be applied? Here particularly one special type of constraint, that is screw type, because later after assembling we are going to animate with the screw connection. So for that the shank portion, selected, say shank portion is got selected. Next, the circular edge of the selected, automatic screw connection will be applied. You will be seeing one rotation symbol. Once the rotation symbol is appeared, we can confirm the mate has been applied. So in order to get the right hand or left hand side, we can flip it, okay, reverse the side or in this way. So let it be in this way, later we can check it. Okay, so now the screw mate has been applied for that. Okay, or else we can define the pitch value also. Click on a distant revolution in this. In both bolts, maintain 2.5 pitch. So here also, under distance per revolution, we need to maintain the same value, 2.5. Yes, once we maintain it, definitely the 2.5 mm will be moved whenever we rotate nut for one revolution. Okay, yes. So now, once after you apply this, you just try to rotate it, you should get the effect, screw effect. Yes, it is rotating. You can push the nut inside the bolt. Yes, so the thread direction what you apply, it's correct. When it is rotating right side, it's going fine. This is the simple assembly. Okay. Like under motion study, you can see the tab here. There we can apply the motor for the nut and you can get the rotatory motion. Okay, when we apply it, we should get the compression of the spring and relaxation of the spring. So for that, one extra constraint is required. That's very, very important. Okay, so how do we apply that? So in order to apply this, go inside the spring, in the assembly. So how to go inside the part in the assembly? You can select the spring here and right click here. You have option edit part. So it is not simply editing part or separately editing part. This is the editing operation we do in assembly. Click on assembly, save and continue. Okay, we need to save the assembly file. In the assembly, I'm going ASS M1. Save it. Save all. Say we are in the assembly, we are in the mode of part editing mode. So here we need to apply one right click. Yes.
Shiv Prakash, sir, we have lost your audio. Shiv Prakash, are
Am I
you there?
audible now?
Yes, yes, you are like, audible. We
Now
lost
is it okay now?
yeah, you can please share your screen again.
Okay. I think I have to explain once again, right?
The assembly of the nut.
Yeah.
You can actually after that.
After that, okay. Assembly is okay, I think. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, fine. Once we take the part nut, bolt, spring, and nut in the assembly, we
Sir,
need
you need
to.
to share your screen again.
Oh yeah, fine. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is my screen visible? No.
Not yet.
Okay, but sharing option is not available for me.
It should be available. Please hold on.
My share option is not available.
Please hold on for a second.
Yeah, should be available here. Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, sir. It's working. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. After taking the parts, three parts, bolt, spring, and nut in the assembly, we need to apply proper constraint. Okay, so mainly three constraints here. Concentric between spring and shank portion of the bolt. Next, coincidence, again, the axis of the spring and the head portion of that. Next, screw connection for the nut with respect to bolt. Okay, so there is one important step in order to get the animation effect. So that is inside the assembly. Inside the assembly, we need to open the spring. So how to do that? Let me repeat once again. So how to open the particular part in the assembly? So in the model tree, we have to right click on spring and edit part. Now we are inside. See, now that level is highlighted with blue color. Okay, that means we are in the assembly, but part editing operation. So you can explore this, expand it. The axis, middle axis sketch must be edited. Right click on that. Yes. Now here we need to give the coincidence effect for the point end of this axis, that is axis of the spring, to the nut edge. So okay, how to apply it? You have to select it, and we need to press Ctrl and select one of the edge, and coincidence already has been applied. Okay. Yes. So this step is very, very important. Selecting the tip of the line and press Ctrl and select the edge and coincidence. Then once you are done with that, you can give OK for that. Yes, definitely you can 2 times. Once again, you have to come out from the sketch. Once again, come out of the part editing. Yes. So now manually you can rotate the nut and see the effect of this. Unscrew it or screw it. Okay, now screwing it, it's going inside manually. But when we rotate manually, the part is not getting updated in the assembly situation. We need to update it. Okay, we have to click on rebuild option here. You can see the rebuild option, click on that. See, now gets updated. That means compression effect can be seen. This is only manual operation, but to get the animation, automatic animation, we need to go to motion study. This is one of the important area in the SolidWorks and a very flexible one. Okay, click on motion study. That means this is the area wherein we can study the motion analysis of the parts in the assembly. Yes. Okay, here what we do is we apply the motor for the nut. Okay, this is just example. Now you may ask, what is the necessity of applying motor effect? Okay, so for any mechanism, you can apply the rotatory motion in this way. So now I'm just showing with this simple parts. Okay, click on motor and select the circular portion of the nut, and automatically the motor connection will be applied for this, and a rotatory symbol also you can visualize. Okay, next you can set the speed. Right now 100 rpm, revolutions per minute. You can increase it or go with the default value just for testing purpose. You just give OK for that. Yes. So automatically its animation effect will be highlighted in the lower screen. Okay, next you can click on calculate option here. Yes. So you can observe the unscrewing effect of the nut. It's coming outside. Okay. So since we have taken this playback mode reciprocate, so it's going. Yes. Yeah. So this is the effect. This is very, very important area in the SolidWorks motion. You can see in for example, if you take IC engine, you can apply the reciprocatory motion or a rotatory motion on any of the part, and the connected part will be animated accordingly. So this is the effect, and this motion can be recorded also. Okay, you can stop it and can go for save this. Okay, click on save and give OK. So you can increase the frames in order to get the smooth running. Okay, it's 20 and save it, and it will be saved. Give OK for that. Yes. So those steps will be saved, but it takes time. I'll just pause it, and you can see the effect now. Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'll stop it. And already created a video. I'm going to run it. See. So once you save the file, you can run it, and you can visualize the effect of this reciprocity. So this is the specialty of this SolidWorks motion. Okay. So I hope you got the ideas with the part creation, assembling, and one small motion study effect. Okay, so this is the nut bolt assembly, and later if you want to see the cross section of this, like meshing of thread and nut also can be viewed. So for come back to model. Yes, you can select a particular plane over here, maybe a front plane or right plane or anything. Okay, I'm going with the particular front plane. Yes, with respect to front plane, I can click on section view and can get the effect of this. Okay, so meshing effect also can be viewed here. So to see the cross section with respect to your own plane, can have it. Okay, yes. Give OK, and you can have the thread and thread of the bolt meshed with the thread of the nut. Any cross section can be viewed. If you don't want, you can uncheck it. Okay. Yes. So this is the exercise. Okay. Say after this webinar, you can try these parts and get the effect. Okay. This is one small example. Okay. And one more example I'm going to show. I'm not going to create any part, just the created assembly I'm going to open and show you. Okay. Yes. Save all part. That is machine wise. You might be knowing the machine wise parts and the different individual parts of the machine wise. So let me open it. I have my parts over here. Yes, assembled one. So there are many parts. About 11 parts are available in that. Okay, so the assembled one assembly I'll open. Yes, this is the assembly of machine wise. This is a very the familiar tool which you can see in the workshop of mechanical engineering. Okay, so you can hide the edges. Okay, so here also the same mechanical and even some other mates have been applied here. So to see the effect of this, take this handle and try to rotate this. You can have the motion of that. Even here also go to motion study and apply the motor for this. Yes, so you can see that. So the motor can be applied for the automatic animation, or else manually can rotate it and see that. So screw connection is applied here. Yes. And one more small glimpse I'm going to show here is in order to show the assembly level or how the parts are getting assembled in the assembly, we can explode the parts and we can have the animation also. Okay, so that is available here. The option is available inside the explode option. Okay, for that we have to use explode tool here, explode tool, and for each and every part we need to define what is the distance required and what is the rotation. For example, lock nut if we take, so what is the explosion? Explosion in the sense we are taking the parts from its original position. Later if you animate it, we can visualize how the parts are getting assembled in the main assembly. So for that we need to use this tool. Okay, so next later we have to go this option and we need to animate it. Okay, yes. So now the saved level is not available. Okay, I'll just show the video of that. Okay, the area is used exploded view and this area. So with the help of this and this area, we can have the animation of explosion of assembly. You can just close it. Let me open the video of that. Machine wise animate is there. Just open it and okay, this is just the rotatory motion. Okay, it is not the explosion. Okay. For the explosion, I have one more file. Yes, you can visualize this. See, in this video, you can see how the parts are assembled and disassembled. So as I explained in the previous step, the two areas, explode view and animation. Explode animation is required. You can just have a look on this. So this is a very important while explaining the assembly feature of the product to the manufacturing person. So once you show it, the person will get the clear idea about the assembly option. Okay, the next similarly you can have many parts. Okay. Let me open one more file. This few months ago I have created it. That is hair dryer. Let me open the file. Okay, layer is available. Assembly of this, I'm going to open. Okay, it's open. Here also several parts are available. Okay, so after assembling, you can see the product in this way. Yes, even I have maintained the switch, speed switch for this. Can be late. Yeah, file is not loaded. Okay. Yeah, next, see here, we can see some color effects also. See, you can rotate. Now it's loaded fully. You can rotate it. Yes. Color effects. For the color effects, you can use the options like display manager. Display manager, you can go to display manager and here we can have the colors, lights, everything. Okay. Yes. So here you can have the background effect, everything. See, many colors I have maintained. So this is the area, display manager area. In this, again, view appearance. Okay. Here you have to apply the new material and you have to apply it. Okay. Yes. Add appearance and can have this. Here I maintained pink color and different gray color, and even for wire also gray color I have applied. Even for internal parts I have maintained different colors. So this is the area in which we can apply the colors. Okay, you can have the look, backside, everything. And even if you need some text, it's just copied. Okay, it is not the new design. Okay, I have used some of the techniques like reverse engineering. You might be knowing reverse engineering. That means from the finished product, we need to copy the dimensions and we need to remodel it. And if you require, you can go with different specification value also. That is known as re-engineering, reverse engineering. Okay, so that technique I used here. Okay, yes. So this is about this assembly. So if I have other files, let me share it. Similarly, we can design the parts like not only engineering or mechanical components. We can have the components like balls, okay, like football or anything. So even for such type of design also, the software SolidWorks is very flexible. So let me open it and show you. Football is designed using SolidWorks software. See the visualization. The software is even very flexible for visualization also. Yes, you can have the look. Yes. So only with the two individual parts, hexagonal part and pentagonal part, the ball has been made. Okay. Yes. So for this type of product also, the software is very flexible. Let me close it. Okay, I hope you got some ideas about the SolidWorks. Okay, if it is very new to you, or if you have any other modeling software knowledge, definitely you can try to install the software. You can download the student version from the site and can practice on that. Okay, so this is about the software from my side. Okay, maybe in the next session you can have question and answer. Madam, Ramya madam,
Yes, sir.
are you there? Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful demonstration of SolidWorks. If our participants would like to ask any question, please pose the questions in the chat box. I request the participants to kindly pose the questions in the chat box or in the Q&A.
Yeah. Shivaprakash, sir, are you there?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Sir, can you speak a bit about the availability of the software, licensing, installation?
Okay, yeah, fine. Actually, the licensing, we need to go to actually, if you are ready for purchasing the software, definitely you can approach the agencies. Even we
Okay.
have one wing in our CAD center. You can like channel one. You can contact. You can approach them, and you can get the quotation also. That is a one. Okay, that's with the full price you can, or maybe with the reasonable price you can purchase it. That's how we purchase it legally. Okay. And other than that, if you need a very light version like student version, you can go to the particular site like SolidWorks Corporation, Dassault System Corporation, and there we have an option like a community. In the community, we need to register by giving the minimum address and the information, and we need to create one ID. With the ID, as you log in, you'll be able to get the download the software. But it is very light version. Okay, so that is a one.
Okay. Okay, sir. Right, right.
Yeah. So any other questions?
We don't.
Yeah. Yeah, there is
questions in the
one
panel.
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a question. What is the difference
Yeah.
of developing geometry in SolidWorks and AutoCAD?
Okay, what is the difference of developing geometry in SolidWorks and AutoCAD? Yeah, see, the usage of the software, AutoCAD and SolidWorks are entirely different. Actually, AutoCAD is used mainly for drafting purpose. Drafting in the sense, maybe in the conceptualization level, or maybe in the production drawing creation. So we are manually create the sketch and we show the dimension and we take the printout. We are not concentrating much on modeling of that. Just for taking printout and also for giving extra information like a dimension, table, and part list, manually we create and take the printout. That is the application of AutoCAD. Whereas in a SolidWorks, it is a higher end modeling software. We create the individual part, we assemble it, and finally we generate the details of the part. We generate the details. Okay, actually that part I couldn't discuss because of time constraint. Okay, that is a drafting. Even a drafting area is also available in the SolidWorks. That is after, once you finish the part, you can generate the views. But initially in the sketch, we create the lines, circles, and we dimension it. It is only for creating parts, not for taking printout. Is that clear? I hope this is clear. And we have one more question. What are the templates we can use in SolidWorks? Is it like part file types or template? Can you refine the question? Okay, templates. Yeah. Templates can be created. Yes. Okay, you are not asking about file types. Okay, we have different file types for part separate, assembly separate, and even drafting. So you are particularly asking about templates. Exactly. Templates can be created. Okay. What are the templates we can use in SolidWorks? Okay. See, templates, even in a different software, templates are available. So we can save the particular template, and in the particular template, we can have our own configuration. For example, in the sketch, what are the informations we use always, on the sense whenever we sketch, what dimension type we need, whenever we create part, what pop-up should be appear, and for the user-friendly purpose, what settings we do, so that entire thing can be saved as template. So that can be created, and even the out of any template, we can have our own template as a default template. I hope this is cleared.
So there is one more
Mr.
question.
Yeah.
What are the major difference between Solid Edge and SolidWorks?
Okay, major difference. Actually, see, the simple part, if we take, it can be modeled in any of the modeling software. Even AutoCAD 3D area also we can create. Not like a higher end modeling software. For example, if you take simple part like rectangular plate and with the holes, maybe one side a angular bracket. So can be created even AutoCAD 3D area also. The usage of the software depends on product complexity. For example, if you take the car assembly, the main car, automobile car assembly, and to design the outer portion of the body, we need to have very particular tools like surface modeling techniques and tools. So that cannot be easily achieved in AutoCAD or Solid Edge software. For that, we need to have very advanced software like CATIA software or NXCAD software, or even in SolidWorks also. I'm talking about surface designing area, outer surface. Similarly, if you take internal portion of car, for example, assembly. In the assembly, we can have many parts. Okay, in the many parts, to get the advanced assembly, no, we can go with PTC software, that is Creo software. So Creo is very flexible for advanced assembling. Like this, we have the different software with the specialized areas. So Solid Edge, you can say in a simple words, it is the lower end software, and SolidWorks is the higher end one. So in this way, we can define it, or we can understand the usage of that. Each and every software has got its own specialization. So you don't think that Solid Edge and SolidWorks both are the similar software and developed by the same company. No, it is entirely different. But in the name, you can have the similarity, but the softwares are entirely different. Okay.
So we have one last question.
Is it better?
Can you differentiate between Fusion 360 and SolidWorks software?
Okay, is it better to work on Autodesk Fusion 360 for designing and simulation, since it is a hybrid between okay, CAD and CAM? Yes. Okay. See, now the developers are going with the different analysis, like how it is used by the end users. Okay, if you see that point, then nowadays Autodesk Fusion 360 is very flexible. Okay, for the latest the flexibility in the manufacturing CAD and CAM. So that's why people have started using Autodesk Fusion 360. It is a flexible. So you cannot say that all the solutions are available in the Fusion 360. For some of the areas it's very flexible, and for other area it may not be. Okay, so that might be the difference. So based on the flexibility, company chooses the software and it will go with that. Okay. Any other questions?
Sir, I think we don't have any questions.
Okay.
So on the behalf of
Um,
Mechanical Engineering Department, the St. Joseph Engineering College,
Okay.
I thank Mr. Shivaprakash for his participation. I also extend our gratitude to CAT Center for their support. Thank you to all the participants for the active participation. A feedback link will be mailed to the participant by email to their email IDs by tomorrow. So kindly fill that
Okay.
feedback form for receiving the certificates.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much, madam. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my
Yeah, thank
little
you, sir.
knowledge with you. Okay. Thank you all the participants. Okay. For
Thank you very
more
much, sir.
information, yes, you can contact our center, CAT Center, MG Road, Mangalore. You can note down our phone number also. Okay, if you need any queries. Okay. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, Shivaprakash, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we will end the meeting.
Okay, sir. Okay. Fine.